I feel like it has to be some form of a mental illness when women come on here and tell you the most vile things about their husband or boyfriend or whatever. Like, he doesn't know the kid's birthday, he doesn't know what school they go to, he doesn't know their allergies, he doesn't do household chores. But then when people call him out like, oh, he's a terrible man in the comments, they're defending him with their life.
I'm not trying to, but you're not. Stop it! I have never in my life yelled at a girl like this.
The thing that's truly sad about women posting how awful their boyfriends or husbands are to them is that it is so normal to them that they think that we're all just gonna laugh along too. Like, it is hard to process that other people aren't being treated like that in their relationships.
You know, these wives are just so blinded by the love they have for their husbands that maybe they just can't see it. But after seeing some of these videos in the aftermath, I can't even feel bad for these women, and you know what? They making me mad. Now, before we hop into this video, I want you to watch the whole video, get to know your girl a bit, and see if you will consider subscribing. All right, these bad husbands and their wives. Let's talk about it. So there's a series of videos on TikTok of wives posting their husbands doing terrible things to them. I'm not sure if they post this for validation that others go through this or so people can feel bad for them. I don't know. But this is how it goes. A wife posts a video of her husband saying something like, I don't know, putting his drawers on the floor even though the hamper is right there every single day. And then she'll caption the video when your husband doesn't know how to clean for himself. Now, the comment section is gonna look like this. OMG, my husband does the same thing. But it also looks like this, and these are the comments that we're gonna be highlighting today. Your husband should not be doing this, and that is not okay. And that's when the response from the wife comes after seeing all the hate comments. Because now he gets really tired after work, guys. I would do the same thing if I was him. Like, I really understand that it gets really hard for him to put his underwear in the goddamn hamper. He's just too tired to do it, guys. Wasn't you just complaining about him to TikTok and now you're trying to justify his actions? Because you know exactly what that video looked like when you posted it. Because if you really ain't see a problem with it, you wouldn't have posted it as your relatable content. Okay, I hope I painted a picture for what we're finna get into. Let's get into it. Okay, so she was trying to sleep and her kids were practically coming in and out of her room the whole time. And the only thing wrong with this video is the fact that her kids aren't respecting this fact that she's trying to sleep to go on this 12-hour night shift. Until you figure out that the husband was home and awake the whole time. The husband is the problem because your wife is trying to sleep so she can go on her 12-hour shift, yet you can't keep your kids at bay and not have them bother her. It's so sad that she can't even count on her husband to watch her kid for a couple of hours. But honestly, no, I don't care. Because of course she's defending him in the comment section. She literally cried herself dramatically to sleep because the kids her husband was supposed to be watching was not watching them. And she sees nothing wrong with it. It's funny haha to her.
It's fine.
We got all weekend next weekend together at the fair, okay?
Yeah, 5 more days after the fair.
Yeah, we're almost there. Mommy has to work tonight.
Okay, that's fine.
I love you. I'm so tired from having to work.
You're gonna be okay.
Okay, thank you.
Hello.
I love you. Goodbye.
Richard had an exceptional day today, so did John.
Good job.
I'm proud of both of my young men.
Good job. You have to do your homework?
Yes, this looks like a sweet moment of a husband and kids waking mom up. But the way you posted that first video, you know darn well It's not supposed to be seen in a good light. And now that everybody talking about it, it's supposed to be funny, haha, funny, hee hee. You know, maybe she's just trying to convince herself because miserable life. Because according to that caption, happens all the time. And if she isn't communicating with her husband that, hey, you don't need to be doing that, watch your kids, I'm trying to go to work, then I can't even feel bad for her because she's entertaining it. She's entertaining all their behavior, so I can't even feel bad for her. I bet she thought her post was funny and relatable, but no, honey, you're giving us a sneak peek into your miserable life. I don't want to base their whole marriage off of a 2-minute long video, but it looks like your husband does not respect you enough to not let you get some sleep. Because why is he not watching the kids? At this point, you can't even get mad at the husband because she's obviously enabling this behavior. So yeah, you'd be mad at the husband because why he ain't watching the kids? But you also got to be mad at the wife too because why are you letting this happen? Because it don't seem like you're trying to stop it. Why you letting this happen? Okay. Don't feel bad for her, guys, because she started defending him before the video even uploaded. This is her caption. I love being a stay-at-home mom and I'm so happy my husband works so hard so I can be. Always funny when I leave for a few days and come back to my rugrat kiddos. And then the video is just neglect. Mind you, if those kids were left with a babysitter, that babysitter would have been fired. Mind you. Okay. So of course she's defending him and she posted 2 videos and those videos are pretty long. You can go watch them. I'll put her TikTok account on here, but I'm just gonna give you a rundown because they're pretty long. The first video she posted was basically her saying that her husband's brother died a year ago and it was the anniversary of his death. And she was going to go on a vacation that she goes to yearly that she wasn't going to go to at first, but her husband was like, just go, I'll be fine. So she ended up going. So she proceeds to tell him that don't worry about the kids, just you don't got to take care of them or anything, just let them roam free, you'll be fine, just let them do what you want. And he said that he'll be fine and he's not going to do any of that. She then proceeds to say that the death actually did end up hitting him hard and that's why the kids were neglected. She adds on to that by saying that the kids, even though that they looked the way they did, they had fun regardless because they finally had a little 4 days of no rules. Okay, so that's basically the first video. Now the second video is in response to a comment that said, my dad was a single full-time working dad. He laid out my clothes and brushed my hair. He brushed my hair when I was 13 and too full of grief from my grandfather, his father dying. And there's more to that comment, but I didn't see the whole thing. She first basically explained that she doesn't bathe her kids every single day for the people saying that, oh, he didn't bathe the kids at all. So that's what she said about that. She proceeds to say that with how they were dressed, she said that they were dressed that way because the kids dressed themselves. She wants them to be independent, so they dress themselves, they do their own hair. And she said it was her fault that the daughter was in summer clothes even though it was fall because she didn't change out her clothes because it's her job as a mom to change out her summer clothes into, well, her season clothes into the next season clothes, the appropriate season's clothes. And for the son, for him wearing the shorts, the pants that were way too short for him, they live with their sister, her sister, I think, and her son's clothes got mixed in with his, and they don't like telling their kids that they need to go up a size, that their clothes don't fit them. She said it's a psychological thing, telling your kids that they can't fit their clothes, because now they're going to be like, oh my gosh, I can't fit this. Why am I not fitting this? This isn't right. I got nothing to say about that, because you know what? I do got something to say about that. It is not a bad thing to tell your kids that they're growing up and that they need a bigger size. You're not going to turn into some fat phobic person or something if you're saying that they can't fit their clothes. You're a big boy now. You're a big girl now. Let's get you some big boy clothes. You're not a little girl no more. Okay? Anyway, continue. Anyway, she was basically saying that her kids are being raised to be independent. That's why their hair look like that. That's why their clothes look like that. And then she says that everybody grieves differently. Okay, so that was a lot. Let's dissect. Okay, the first video. The first one is hard because she said that they were left like that because of the brother's death and the anniversary just hitting him hard. But does grief equal neglecting your kid? And I didn't mention this, but they went bowling with their dad. The husband went bowling with the dad with the kids. And so if he was really grieving the husband, why couldn't he ask his parents for help? If he know how he was feeling, instead of having your kid look like this, ask for help. And she said that their sister lives with them, you know, the whole clothes situation. So why is the sister not seeing that her kids look fine, but your niece and nephew looking like they came out of a barn? So let's just talk about the dad and the sister real quick. Why are they seeing their kids, niece, nephew, grandson, granddaughter, looking like this and not saying nothing? So why is the husband not asking for help, and why are they not doing anything about these kids looking like this? Is this a normal occurrence for them to look like this? Because why didn't nobody say anything? Okay, now let's talk about the wife, because yes, your husband said go ahead, go on your trip, and yes, you didn't even want to go at first, and he said that. But why are you his wife and you know that this date isn't finna come up, you still want to go on that trip? And you obviously knew that he was not going to be 100% okay if you had to tell him it's okay that if you don't take care of the kids, just let them roam around, be free, if you thought he was going to be okay. So why did you leave knowing that this date is coming up and that you knew your husband was probably not going to be okay if you had to say all that? And let's go back to her caption. She said, always funny when I leave for a few days and come back to my rugrat kiddos. That's implying that this isn't the first time that she left the kids with him and they come back, and she comes back and they look like this. So the whole talking about the grief thing was not really a valid reason anymore, because she said that like that's the first time that happened. It seems like this happened a whole lot of times with that caption. And now for that second video, all I'm getting is that she's blaming the kids for how they're dressed and not that man. It's the kids' fault that they look all raggedy. Listen, it is okay that you teach your kids how to be independent, but obviously that independence ain't working, because what are they doing for them to still be looking like this? Because it gets to a point, you can let your kids be independent, but don't have them walking around looking like Boo Boo the Fool. She was blaming them kids for how they looked instead of that man. Okay, if you gotta explain so hard why your kids looking the way they do, maybe the kids ain't the problem. Maybe it's you and that man. But okay, independence. And I don't even know why in the original video she was dissecting everything wrong with the kids like we was gonna laugh at her. Like, you think it's funny that your kids look like this after leaving them with your husband for 4 days? I don't know who you thought was finna laugh. And of course, she thought it was funny, that's why she posted it. Of course. No, baby, you look stupid. Anyway, let's go.
I don't have any. I know.
You know how mad I'd be if I'm running a marathon and the person who's supposed to be holding my snacks ate them? You would have wished you never met me, because what the freak you mean you ate my snacks? Who running this marathon, me or you? Well, she obviously wasn't happy in the video, but you know the drill. She's defending him in the comment section, and she even posted her little follow-up video. The excuse she gave for him is, haha, to be fair, he was running all around the city to catch me at different spots and offered me the snacks multiple times, but he must have eaten them. Also, I had other stuff still on me. I was angry in the moment, but it really wasn't a big deal. This is supposed to be funny. So he was running after you to give you the snacks, but in the end, who really needed them? Who's running the marathon here? He should have packed his own little snacks then. Why? Oh, okay. You know what? I'm glad she found the situation funny, because if it was me, I would be bringing this up any chance I got. And again, obviously there's nothing wrong with her boyfriend doing that, so I can't feel bad for her, because obviously she thinks it's funny, haha, how he just ate up all her fuel for that marathon that she trained for, by the way. So I can't even feel bad for her, because obviously that's her man. She thinks it's funny, haha. So womp womp. Now this next clip went pretty viral on TikTok, and you may have seen it, but it's the video of the husband that packed his wife a lunch, and he packed her dog food.
So I forgot my lunch today, and I asked my husband to bring me lunch. So let's do an unboxing, because clearly it's a little full. I just have a feeling this is going to be really good. We have a bag of we have a bag of cookies. Not a Ziploc bag, but a bag. We have a bag of pretzels. Feels very empty. We got an apple. Gotta stay healthy. This is good. We have not just a portion of Pringles, but an entire container of Pringles. Another bag of cookies. Another bag. Options. Lucky me. And lastly, okay, we have my 2-day-old Chipotle. And at the very bottom, we have a bag of dog food. Because you're my dog. There's 2, Joy. Please bring back the dogs are low on food. So ladies, if you don't have food and your husband has to bring you a lunch, just know that you're gonna get lots of food, as well as maybe even a cute note. This is nice. This is great.
First of all, dog food aside, everything before that was terrible. Because did your husband pack that lunch, or did your 3-year-old kid pack that lunch? But you know, he packed the dog food because she his dog. You know how mad I would have been before I even touched the dog food, and I see all this junk that you packed me, and then you over here talk about some you my dog? You know darn well if it was reversed and she had to bring him lunch, he would have had a full 5-course meal in that little lunchbox. But you know, funny haha. Now she may have found this funny, but the people did not. Now, of course, she defended him in her response video. She said that the dog food was a joke, and that it was the last thing that he packed anyway. So that was the last thing that he thought to put in the bag. And first of all, if it was at the bottom of the bag, that's the first thing he put in there. So what is she talking about? But she then goes to say that he normally brings her lunch once a week, and usually it's like Chick-fil-A or something. But what really makes this nice and juicy is that she said it was her sister's idea to pack that lunch for her. Very interesting. Very interesting. Because does your sister hate you or what? So now the sister came out with a response video saying that she was with him, her husband, while he was packing the lunch for her because they all live together in the same home.
Yes, I was with him when he packed that lunch. I was egging it on. I was like, yeah, do it, because our family is so full of humor. That being said, I was getting up for the day and she needed a lunch, and he started packing it and was like, what should I pack it? And I said, this is what you should pack. And he just kind of went with it. I want that. Like, I want the humor. I want the love. And he really is one of the sweetest, nicest people to her, so romantic to her. But not only that, he's nice to everybody. Like, he'll go out of his way to help anybody. If they were really concerned, they want to be quiet about it. If he treated her like garbage, I would not put up with it.
This you, sis? So sis just confirmed that she was hanging out with the husband midday in their house while the wife was at work. She does live with them, and then she gets on camera like, he's the nicest guy. I look up to their relationship. I want what they have. Girl, stop. And let's not forget that this is the same sister that the original poster said used to traumatize her as a kid, forced her into a diaper at the age of 7, wouldn't let her out, locked her in a room until she actually used the diaper. And now fast forward to adulthood, same dynamic, sister and the husband team up. The original poster is the butt of the joke and everybody else is laughing. That's not funny, and you know it's not. And when your sibling co-signs with the partner, you don't just have one person gaslighting you. Now you got a whole team living in your house. And you know for sure that you actually want to be the person in your sister's shoes in that relationship. Call it what it is.
Girl, I don't know why she just dogged her sister like that, literally, and then want to go saying, I want that kind of love. This is the love that I want, and then goes to praise that man after playing this prank on her sister, and then want to go around saying, oh, he's such a great guy. He loves my sister. Do you love your sister? I don't know. Maybe I'm just too much on the toxic side of TikTok, because you said you want that, huh? You want that kind of love, or do you want him? But maybe I'm just on the toxic side of TikTok. What y'all think? Because girl, why are you playing with your sister food like that? Maybe it would have been a actually funny joke if you packed that lunch and then be like, oh, I'm just playing, this is your real lunch. But no, let's pack her some junk and some dog food because you his dog. I think I'm done, because these girls gonna make me mad. Because you know what? I don't know. I think I'm done, y'all, because I think these girls are just lost. They're just blinded. So it causes them to act stupidly. Because how are you going to post this video knowing exactly what it looked like again, and then go to defend him like he's just some sweet little puppy dog that was innocent and it's funny? Because now you posted a video because it's funny. Like, it's always, it was funny, that's why I posted it. You know what it looked like when you posted it. What would you have said if you saw somebody else posting this? You would have said the same thing everybody in this comment section talking about. My final opinion is these girls post these videos knowing exactly what it looks like, and then want to get mad when people are telling them the hard truth. Not even hard truth, the truth about their husbands. Because now they posted the video because it was funny and relatable. And maybe they did find it funny and relatable. But are they trying to fool themselves? Or what? Like, maybe they trying to cope. Maybe they know and they just want to be like, I got such a good husband. I got such a good husband. Knowing dang well, you probably cry yourself to sleep thinking about this man. I'm gonna just keep it real. Because sometimes you just gotta laugh behind the pain. And obviously, they laughing, huh? At the end of the day, this is their man. This is who they chose. And if they're not communicating how they're feeling and just going to social media and posting their funny and relatable content, then who's really to blame here? The man or the woman? Because obviously the woman is enabling this behavior if she's not even saying anything, and if she just think that it's funny. But hey, I'm not gonna judge their relationship off of no 15-second video, so maybe it's okay, I'm done. Now, what do you guys think? Are these husbands really the only ones you should be blaming? And is it wrong for these wives to defend their husbands with these videos? Now we made it to the end of the video, and I hope you guys consider subscribing, and I hope you have a blessed day or night. Bye.